live on YouTube, live on Facebook, right? And we are live on IG. What is up, people? As always, appreciate the folks who do come out, show up. You know what I mean? And let's try something. Let's move this camera. Oh, just like that. Let's see how that looks like. Oh, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. I like it. That's gonna work. So, welcome. Haiti Biz News Show, Monday to Friday, bringing you news as keep you informed, engaged, and reacting in the most optimal way for your business, investment, entrepreneurial activity. Today is the 18th of June. Let's talk about it. And before I do, of course, those who are following me across my multiple social media places will know that yesterday I was on Radio 1 at 80. I did a live stream where I was on air and I showed that incredible experience because it was my first time going onto a Haitian radio program, and that's totally in Creole. So for folks, y'all folks who really want to see me, butcher the Creole language, you guys are free and more than welcome to go ahead and take a look at that. And the whole interview was in Creole, and just gave a quick rundown of what we're doing here. Those who are watching already know what we're doing out here in Seejeanty in terms of trying to change the narrative around Haiti and trying to keep a very economic focused discussion around how an entrepreneur can go ahead and invest and do work and be successful, right, in everything we're doing out here. So do check that out. It's not too long. I think altogether it's 2 parts, but I think altogether maybe 30 minutes. It's not too long. You guys are used to those sort of durations by now. I think you've been around here. So do check that out. We're on here doing the lives, of course, because we had a very busy editing schedule. And so I wanted to ensure my team was going to be able to, actually, let me do something here. My team was going to be able to, let's close this out as well. I was going to be able to focus and knock out, getting this really nice next video that's going to come out around Magdu's restaurant. It's going to be really, really good stuff. Ran into IT, an artist, and we got her to be a part of that, video. So do look out for it. It's coming. Okay. And of course, we had a drone video that came out the past week. Do take a look at it. It's really, really fun. Really, I think we did some editing tricks that we haven't done yet. So that was pretty fun to put together. So do take a look at that too. Right. So let's talk about the news du jour today, which is the fact that the Minister of Finance and Economics came out with some stats, some figures in terms of where we are and how things are trekking and moving towards. And certainly the short of it is it's not looking too good. Let me grab the link for you guys. I'm gonna put the link into the description of these videos here. Here you go, Facebook. There you go. I just dropped the link there. And here you go, YouTube. I am dropping the link there for you guys, right? And so for you guys to read the article in full, to take a look at HaitiBizNews.com, 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 right? And so the statistics, the stats around it are pretty, aren't the best. Let's just read them out, right? Within the past 7 months, we're 7 months into the fiscal year of Haiti. And the fiscal year of Haiti starts in November, by the way, for those who don't know. And so we've seen thus far, some good news. Let's start with the sugar before the sour. And we've seen a slight increase, 1-2% or so, of textiles. And it also it tracked upwards of transfers, the remittances. That's debatable whether it's good news or not, right? But certainly it's good news for a lot of the folks who are receiving it, because that's the lifeline that folks are depending on ever more increasingly in Haiti, because of the fact that, there's limited jobs and there hasn't been a real push from the government to reform and really provide incentives. And so really, the goal for so many Haitians are to leave, at least have one person of their family leave, and then depend on the money they send back, right? And we have state expenditures fell by 60%. And it's not because we've seen them just being better in terms of what they're doing, but it's because they haven't had the money to spend, right? 60%. Revenue collected shortfall, 35%. They haven't been able to collect, what they expected versus what they are getting, 35%. And it's each day it's trekking upwards. Each day they're getting less and less and less revenue available to them, right? And thus far, they've spent 175 million. I'm gonna say it again, 175 million dollars in the gas subsidy. Okay, 175, and that's in good at 16 billion, right? And that is just incredible, absolutely incredible, right? And so I want to say a shout out to Adam Nassis on YouTube. Asked me, morning champ, what's the security level we still at? No, actually I dropped. You ain't on point, Adam, because if you follow me on my multiple streams, I did do a message on that. In fact, I did a video. We did a video, guys, right? We did a video where we did announce that the level 3, we're at level 3 now. But I appreciate the question, nonetheless. And so, where was I? Lost my train of thought. The gas subsidy, right? $175 million, right? And overall, the Minister of Finance and Economics stated that they're looking at a less than 1% growth in GDP. Bear in mind, they initially estimated 2.8% increase of the GDP, right? And Christy Unicorn on IG said that I did great on my radio interview yesterday, so I appreciate that very much. And so less than 1% growth in the GDP rate, right? Down from 2.8%, right? And of course, going back to the revenue collecting shortfall, bear in mind that there is a ongoing strike within the DG, and the DG feels unaware. That's basically the IRS for Haiti. That's where all tax collection goes through at the end of the day, in terms of property tax and your annual income tax that you're supposed to pay, your corporate tax. All that is supposed to flow through the DGE, and currently they're on a nationwide strike, and nothing really is occurring, and that's been going on for 2 weeks. Right? Already they're having these incredible stresses, difficulties, and we've had an episode on that, by the way. We did have an episode where we talked about that story in much more detail. So again, if you haven't seen it yet, do go check out the YouTube channel, go through the Haiti Biz News playlist, and you'll see that particular news piece. And so and that nothing has changed there, right? So things aren't looking too good, for the state. And frankly, what's fortunately gonna happen, what's gonna have to happen here is that the state is going to print more money, right? Not literally turning on a machine, but the instruments of the National Bank, BIH. They're going to have to do things to finance. That's the key word. The state budget, and that activity to finance a state budget when you don't have the revenue to offset is equal to. Okay, this is the economist talking. Remember, graduate degree in economics. This is equal to the printing of money. It has the same effect in terms of devaluation of the good. So it's fair to say, if you're in a position, if the good was indeed connected to Forex, you could certainly make a very big and safe and sure bet that the good is going to continue to devalue, principally because, again, we're in this massive deficit. The state is in a massive deficit. And that's, in effect, that's the quick summary of we're in the middle of June, halfway through the calendar year, 7 months into the fiscal year, and this is where we're at. Okay, all right. Again, here at Haiti Biz News Show, we're not here to hide anything to you. And it's not a rosy picture, and this is more important that we have a show like this, we have discussions like this, because, and the only way out of Haiti's economic woes is, for you folks who are watching, to decide either to, engage in entrepreneurial activity, support someone who's doing entrepreneurial activity. Again, it doesn't have to mean you coming here to do a business. It may just be making sure that you go out your way to buy Haiti products, right? And of course, consider touristically to come and, your next tourist vacation, next time you have a few days, come. And again, we're not the DR. We don't have, there hasn't been a single story of American tourists dying yet, knock on wood. Okay. So, whatever you're hearing about Haiti, for tourists, it's more than safe, and you will have a good time. Okay. Gary, over on Facebook, drop me your question. Where do you get these figures? Gary, I will respond to you. There's no way for me I'm using this third-party app, so I can't really pin the message that I had wrote before. I'm not sure if you had gotten it before. I guess probably you didn't, but I just dropped it again in the Facebook chat. HaitiBizNews.com, HaitiBizNews.com. Just always be aware if I'm talking figures, 99.9% of the time, those figures will be found on HaitiBizNews.com, HaitiBizNews.com, HaitiBizNews.com. Okay, so I just linked you the specific article on HaitiBizNews.com, HaitiBizNews.com, HaitiBizNews.com. I wonder if you guys had got where I got it yet. So yeah, thanks for that comment, Gary. And so analysis, right? We always bring it back to the fact of how does this affect the business environment, the business people, and you, the business person trying to do business in the country. And I gotta tell you, it's bad. It's gonna for example, specifically the DGE closing. It's really bad because the fact that if you're trying to register your business right now, you can't, right? Because a big step of registering your business in the country is going to the tax office multiple times during the process to buy stamps, to pay fees, to get them to sign off on certain products, and going back to MCE, which MCE, by the way, is also having strikes, though I've heard they've at least opened their doors to go along that process. And right now, and that's just if you're running a business. From a personal perspective, I have a car permit renewal that I have to do. And part of that process is to go to the DGE and get a stamp, which is relatively inexpensive, maybe 100 good or something like that. And then get it applied to my document. Then I go to the equivalent of the DMV of Haiti. Okay. But I can't do that right now because the DGE is closed because of the strike. You see how that's a problem? So on the personal side and on the business administration side, we have some issues, some serious issues, right? So the advice I'd provide you guys would be to factor in that gap of time where your business registration process or whatever else you're trying to do it's not going to happen. But I can tell you though, a lot of places that you're working with will understand, right? For example, if I get pulled over by a cop because my permit isn't renewed, I'll just tell them, hey, parce que DJ a fermé. And then they'll understand because they probably went, 2-3 weeks without getting paid. So they understand fully the situation in the country. You know what I mean? But now the business side, when it comes to registering your business, the fact that you can't go, you go 2-3 weeks without, starting a business, that it could be equivalent to thousands of dollars loss and might make or break a company coming into the country. And now we're having that issue, you see? But again, I always factor in whatever you budget for doing business in Haiti, always give yourself a buffer for the desert, right? So I think that's kind of where I want to end it in terms of, what's going on, and again, solutions are just remain one, despite the challenges, there's still incredible revenue making, profit making opportunities in the country. The advice is still to come and do it. And the only way these challenges that are currently are afflicting the country are truly generally alleviated is by you guys, being successful. And again, me being around, broadcasting this stuff to help you guys be successful. Okay. So we're going to have one more episode this week. And then for the rest of the week, I will be at the Haiti Tech Summit. In fact, probably tomorrow's next video probably will be on the Haiti Tech Summit because it does have incredible importance from an economic perspective and at the micro business level, right? So we're probably going to do an episode on that tomorrow. So do check that out. And then there won't be a Thursday or Friday episode, but most likely we'll be dropping the newest Science and Sounds episode either on Thursday or Friday. We'll see. There's a holiday on Thursday. Seejeanty, for those who don't know, Seejeanty is on Thursday in Haiti, national holiday. One of too many damn holidays. As a business owner, I can tell you with employees, it's pretty frustrating. Every other week, there's a holiday. In America, we have a handful, maybe 6, 7 or so. In Haiti, we have over 21 holidays. So literally, I'm not kidding you. It's just about every other week, you're getting a new freaking holiday. So I've done episodes on this before. I've talked about this before, but I just thought it's appropriate to remind something you have to keep in mind. Where again, folks can still come to work. If there's an absolute necessity for them to be at work, obviously, but you have to pay them more, right? 1.5 the rate, right? In any case, we'll be back tomorrow, right? Haiti Biz News Show, right? And of course, you already know, hit that subscribe, hit that follow button, make sure hit that like button, hit that love button if you're on Facebook. And again, we appreciate you watching as always. And we'll be back at it again when we're back at it again. Peace.